I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Gentlemen, and welcome to a very, very special Thursday night episode 623 of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Producer Kate, also known as Slug Shit, is down below. I want to say before we get started tonight, just to clear the room if there's anybody here, first off, Slug Shit is down below. So here's the deal. And what I said there is down below, not anyways, just because I know that there's some people here in fantasy world sometimes. Okay, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to tell you right up front. Kate is going to be in and out of the show tonight because she has her other job that she has to take a couple shots of and do some different things, letting people in and doing different things at the locations. So there might be times when you would put comments in the comment section and they won't go up on the screen. Don't freak out. They're all there. You'll all be able to see them. But when she's gone, I'm just not going to worry about putting them up. So just FYI. While we're talking about this and taking care of some home housekeeping crap, we will also ask you if you would be so kind to smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know, help do all of that. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and all of that nonsense, all of the YouTube stuff. You know what to do. And if you're watching someplace else or on some other platform, welcome, welcome. We love you. Wherever you're watching from, you are welcome, and we love it. But the way to help us is to jump to the YouTube feed and watch us on YouTube. That is probably the most helpful thing that you can do for us, other than just give us lots and lots of money. But we don't ask for that. So, hey, yeah, it's not Halloween time, but this is what's crazy, and this would really blow people's minds. They are busy doing that stuff 360 days a year. Like they do it constantly. So it's not just around Halloween. They just did a big thing for Valentine's Day. And they do that stuff all year round. So that's just a little plug. We are not sponsored by what goes on out there, and we have no affiliation other than Kate works here and Kate works there. But if it's something that you guys are into and would be interested in taking a tour, you might hit Kate up or look for the Randolph County Asylum or whatever else, Randolph County Asylum, the Stone Mansion, the Blackford County Historic Jail, and all of that. So you can check all of that out. It's really pretty cool. I've been on a couple of those things, and they are it's really pretty neat. So that's the housekeeping that I needed to get out of the way, so you guys would be up to snuff on what we're doing. So we are still just kind of in a very weird period here because there's a lot of moving. Let me explain to you the insanity that is going on right now. So there is an address that I use for the home at where the Lighthouse studio was. And there is an address here at Mud Creek Studio. And for whatever reason, when sending gear, when sending equipment and various things through the mail, having things delivered here to this new address, for some unknown reason, when we put the address in and it says, like verify this is the address, check and make sure everything is okay, it is the proper address. Then when we hit enter and everything is okay, once we get the confirmation in the email, it then gives us, hey, this is your confirmation, and your billing address is this, your shipping address is this, and the shipping address is not the address of Mud Creek. The address that our crap has been being delivered to has been 1.5 miles to the east of us. So we get a notification that our gear, our things that we're ordering is being dropped off, but it's not being dropped off at the property. We have to get in the car. We have to drive 1.5 miles over, and we have to pick up our gear at one of a couple random houses where they're dropping off like expensive stuff. So that's making things a little chaotic. And I want to show you guys something. Because we've still got the curtain up, and we're still working on the studio, which is really kind of it's going to be so great when it's done, but it's going to be it's such a pain in the ass at this point. I am well past. I'm just wanting to set fire to it. But I want to show you guys something that's really cool that we got in. And give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pull this up and show this before we get into the meat of the story. But this is really, really neat. So stand by. Okay, folks, give me 1 second here. I just don't want to mess this up. Let me put at least one of my ears back in. Okay, here's my ear. So, in honor of the old studio and oh, I know what I'm going to do. In honor of the old Lighthouse studio, specifically where I recorded in the upstairs basement, we got this piece of gear in. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is going to be cool. So this is one of the pieces that once the curtain comes down, this will be just out of reach over here that you guys will be able to see this. This is so cool. This So we see this thing that says the basement here. And there we go. There we go. I want you guys to look at this. So it's really bright. Let me turn her down here. Back her down in some color here. And we can change it. We can change all of these different colors. We can make it dance and flash, which we're not going to do that because that would maybe you guys go into some kind of fit. But look at this neat neon thing that's going to hang against the wall here that just it says the basement, because that's what everybody referred to where I recorded at for so long, even though I was in the upstairs portion of the house on the second floor. But the studio here is now officially in the basement. So I thought, you know what? This will kill a couple birds with one stone. So there that is, and it was honestly more trouble than what it was worth. But hey, you know, I like gear and I like to play around, so it is what it is. I did not refer to it as the basement. Well, thank you. Thank you, MLM. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, officially in the pits. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's going to be cool. But that's one of the reason I went through all that trouble is that was pretty expensive, that piece of gear there. And so the other day, I get a message that tells me we're going to be dropping off this neon sign to you on Thursday, the 19th. And I was like, okay, cool. And they told me, I knew that they were going to be dropping it off at my former studio. So I planned on being there today. So I'm here on Tuesday doing some work at the studio here and doing some things. And I get an alert on my phone that says, sorry, we missed you. We just attempted to drop off your neon sign and no one was there. And I'm like, why not like everything? It's not drugs, man. Leave it at the door. I don't need to sign for it. I mean, it was expensive, but it wasn't that expensive. So they took it with them. And I was like, they're like, we're going to make an attempt tomorrow. And then if we miss you tomorrow, you'll have to, like, I think they told me that I would need to pick it up in like Louisville. And I'm like, no, there would be no reason or I would just let it go. I would not drive to Louisville to pick that damn thing up. That's nuts. You've got it here around my place and you can't get it to me or tell me where I can meet you. That's nuts. If you're taking it back to Louisville, you can stick it. So I go through all this and it says, change the address. And I was like, ooh, I can change the address. I didn't know you could do that. So I go in and I change the address and I check the address, not once, not twice, But 3 times, I actually had someone else look at the address, and they were like, "Yep, that's right." I pressed enter, and they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to bring it to you on the 19th," which is, I was like, "That's when you were originally supposed to bring it to me. You ended up bringing it early, which I didn't know that you were going to do. And because you brought it early, I wasn't where I needed to be. And so you didn't just leave it, you took it with you. Now you're telling me that you're going to bring it to me at this new address on the day of, and they take it someplace else. They don't bring it to the address, they take it to the neighbor's house a mile. Just totally insane. Totally insane. So, yeah, just totally crazy. But we're getting through to it, and it's going to be great. I got to tell you, one of the things that's still really holding us up is I went and spent money on a really nice desk. This desk here is really nice, and I need another desk, so I bought another desk 2 days ago, and the desk should be here in about 3 days. Because they said 3 to 7 days, and I bought it about 3 or 4 days ago, so it should be here soon. And so that's what I got to do. The desk I bought is actually going to be lower because we're going to do things differently here. I can't wait. But as soon as we get the desk together, the new desk together, we will have everything going. Okay, so enough about my chaos. I just don't, I know, because I don't like those shows where they just sit in a chair and they're just all exposed and you're just sitting there just looking. It's like, dude, I'm not Oprah. Okay. That's like very Oprah to me. You know what I mean? You don't need to see below, you know what I mean? Like, hell, let's go back to the podcast days. You don't even need to see me. All you need to do is really hear. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So since you have to see me, because I know this isn't pleasant, we are at least going to give you some things back here that you guys might enjoy looking at periodically. And I'm going to look at it like being a living, breathing organism that will grow and change over time. So I can't wait for all of that. But all right, so getting into the meat of the show, it kind of goes in line with all of this. It's just been so crazy. I was sick, and things have been so crazy, and I'm just kind of overwhelmed, and I'm over everything. And I'm not somebody, my dad really impressed upon me at a young age that wishing away time is not a good thing. You know, I am not somebody that generally says like, "Ooh, I can't wait until Monday. I can't wait till Friday." And the thing is, because I understand that people, you know, who say, "Oh, I can't wait until next month." They might wake up next month and next month get there and they're not there. You know what I mean? So I've always had this understanding to like live in the moment, be very present. And that's something that my dad expressed upon me a lot. And so that being said, I just kind of wish that we were like a month from now and everything would be put together and everything would be smooth. But it'll happen when it happens. It'll happen in good time. So while I was trying to decide what we were going to talk about, and I kind of thought that we were going to do a Henry County show. We did a great big Muncie show last night, and there's a lot of things happening and popping off with that. There was a Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting today, and it kind of tied in a little bit to the Muncie Board of Works meeting that occurred Wednesday. And I thought about doing a show on that. We're actually going to do Sunday's show. Let me double check. Let me Jackie. You don't like my drivel. What we're going to do is Sunday night, the 22nd, I'm going to do the show about the Redevelopment Commission and the Board of Works meeting from Monday because I'm actually waiting to get some information in. And I've been contacted by some city workers that have had some questions about some budget issues. So I'm working on that as well. But I'd planned to do a follow-up to our Henry County show where we did the deposition of John Sproles with Mark Nicholson, because we have another deposition that relates to that. But then while I was sitting here prepping for that, I was contacted by an individual, and I was asked a question, and the question really threw me off. And it's basically a situation where the commentator is now becoming the story. And I've always heard you hear for so long that journalists say, you never, as a journalist, you don't want to become the story. I'm not a journalist. I don't consider myself to be a journalist, but, I think being a political commentator, even in the broader umbrella of the media, you still probably don't want to be like the story, unless you just absolutely can't help it. But I was totally taken aback by this person contacting me, and the question that this person asked, it really shocked me. And so I wondered what I was going to do to deal with this. And so I think the best way to do it is the way that we handle everything. So I'm going to show you this interaction that I had with this individual, and he asked a question, and I'm going to answer his question, and I'm going to answer his question in the way in which he wants me to answer it. And you'll understand that here in a minute. But I'm going to take all of that power away from him, and I'm going to put it all out here. And then he can do what he wants with it, and we'll see what goes on. So today, if you're watching this broadcast live, you're watching it on Thursday, March 19th, 2026. It's just about 9:26 p.m. And if you're watching this in the future, that's fantastic. But it's the 19th of March. It's been a little under 3 weeks since Nick Gawley passed away. Gawley passed away on Friday the 27th. And unrelated to the fact that being the day that he passed, I also received my record request from Henry County government on that same day. I received the videos. They told me that the videos were available on Thursday, the 26th of February, and they told me too late in the afternoon I couldn't get them. So then I went Friday morning and I picked up the videos, I watched them, and we did the show. We planned on doing the show that night, and then just, completely, just as a shock, unfortunately, Nick passed away that evening, just a couple of hours before we went live. And so in a very touchy, heartbreaking, very, sad show, the night of his death, we went through the videos. And by the time that I went through those videos at 9:00 on Friday the 27th, I had only watched the videos from front to back one other time before getting them. When we got them, before going live, rather. So when I watched the videos with you guys, kind of in a slow motion where we watched and paused and watched and paused and talk, that was really my second, that would have been the second run through, but I was able to watch it a lot better. And I don't know that if you guys will remember specifically, but the night that we watched the show, those videos, the show on the 27th, there was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos that we watched, and then there was a 7th that we already had seen. So the order of the videos that we had the video that we'd watched earlier where the actual hands-on happened inside the cell. And that was the only video that anybody had for quite some time. Then they responded to my request and they gave me an additional 6 other videos. So the first video, ladies and gentlemen, would be the video that we watched. That video was what I called. Let me pull this up. I want to pull this up because we're going to be going through this a little bit, so I might as well go ahead and pull it up. So it was episode 612. It aired on Friday, the 27th of February. And the first video that we watched, what I consider video 1, was the video inside the cell where Gully first had the COs put their hands on him. They take him down to the floor. It's the holding cell where the other guys are there, and that's where they're doing the first deal. And that's video 1. Okay, that's the only video that we had. Then video 2 was the long view outside of the holding cell, and it showed the COs walking Gully out. Then video 3 was the outside view of Gully's quote-unquote med cell, that other cell that they put him in. Then video 4 was CO Sergeant Wyan, not Ryan, Wyan's body camera. Okay, video 4 was Wyan's body camera. Video 5 was CO Moore's body camera, the woman, that CO Moore. Video 5 was her body cam. Video 6 was a shot outside medical cell of Gully being dragged to the padded cell. And then video 7 was the nurse and the CO checking on Gully, and then Gully being taken out by the EMS. So if you have watched that show, that's a little recap of the order of the videos that we watched. If you have not seen that, I would highly recommend going back and watching that video, our episode 612. It's titled R.I.P. Nicholas Gully II and Henry County HCSD jail videos. So that's the title, and you can find it here on the Political Spotlight. So that's the first time that we went through it. And when I was watching that for the second time, I was just recounting to you what I saw on the screen. You guys were seeing that for the first time and were recounting things, and we were kind of pointing out, I was maybe pointing out things that you guys didn't recognize, and a couple of you maybe pointed out things that I didn't recognize. Okay. And so that's kind of how we went back and forth on that video. Okay. And so we're going to watch about 6 minutes of that video because it's very important, and it will explain what's going on here. But the reason all of this is happening, I'm going back and rehashing this, is I was contacted this evening. I'm trying to see if I can tell the exact time. It's on, it was about 4:30 today. I was contacted by the editor and the reporter from the Newcastle paper, and that man is Travis Week. Okay, I was contacted by Mr. Week, and he contacted me to ask a shocking question. Honestly, in my opinion, I was really kind of just shocked by what I was seeing. So I want to pull this up here so you guys can see this. Okay, it's going to be a little bit hard. I'll read it to you. So Travis, this is Travis right here. Travis says, "Hello, Kristopher. You have said multiple times that Henry County Jail Commander Stacy Guffey high-fived someone outside of Nicholas Gully II's cell on January 9th. Security footage from the hallway shows that is not true. Do you have any comments about that? Thank you, Travis Week, the Courier-Times." And then he provided his email to me. And when he sent this to me, I was actually on the phone with Brandon Rudd, the other half here, the other third here of the show, me, Kate, and Brandon. And when I was talking to Brandon about this, Brandon had the same thought that I had. Brandon and I both thought, wait a minute. I didn't say that he high-fived anybody. I specifically knew what he was talking about. I knew what Travis was talking about, but I didn't recall making a statement about saying definitively or claiming that Gully high-fived anyone. So then Travis Week proceeds to then show me this picture. Okay, this picture here it's just a standalone picture, so is what it is there, of the jail commander, okay, Stacy Guffey, raising his hand like this. Okay. He then sent me a snippet of a video, which I have this same video. It's the South Circulation 4:09 p.m. on 1/9/2026, and I'll play you what he sent here. So this is what he sent. And you see he waves and he points, and that's it. And I clearly see, okay, he waved. So I'll be honest. I remember going through this, and I remember someone asking about a high five, and I remember briefly looking for that, okay? And I was kind of dumbfounded. I didn't know what he was getting at. So, he's asking me if I want to make a statement on this. And I thought, well, before I make any statement, I'm going to go back and watch the video so I can see what he's talking about. I would have assumed that Travis Week would have watched the video before reaching out to me. Okay. So he goes on to tell me, sorry, I took it off. He goes on to tell me, he says, Stacy is waving at another inmate. If you can provide comments by 9 a.m. Friday, that's tomorrow morning. If you can provide comments by 9 a.m. Friday, I will be able to include them in my story. Thank you. What story are we writing? What story are we writing? Are we writing a story about a political commentator allegedly saying that somebody gave somebody a high five in a jail? Like, is that what the story's about? So I respond to him and said, yeah, I'll review the video and get back with you. What story are you writing up? And he says a follow-up on Nicholas Gawley's II's death. Okay. All right. So, Kristopher Bilbrey said that he high-fived somebody. And I get what he's trying to do here. He's trying to say that, I made this claim that they were high-fiving because they just beat the hell out of Gawley. And they're like, all right, dude, you kick ass. And that I make this claim to paint them as evil people, even though they didn't do that. And this is just one example of people blowing things out of proportion. All right. So I watched the video. And after I watched the video, I thought, okay, I feel pretty confident with what is going on here, and I feel pretty confident, and I'm willing to make a statement now. So I reach out to Travis. This is before 5 o'clock. I say, do you want to call? And I give him my phone number. Okay, and I sent that to. I sent that to him at 5:25. Sorry, I sent that to him at 5:25. At 6:15, he responds back to me saying the following: I do not have time for a phone interview this evening. Well, dude, it's not an interview. It's going to take like 10 minutes. But okay, he says, I do not have time for a phone interview this evening. You can send any comments here, or you can email them here. Thank you, Travis CT. I say, okay, well, you can't do it tonight. What time do you get in tomorrow? You're telling me that, your print deadline is obviously 9 a.m., so surely you're there before 9 a.m., right? Like, if that's the deadline, you've got to be able to probably get there and get stuff set up. So I was thinking, well, maybe he can contact me tomorrow morning. What time do you get in tomorrow? He tells me 9 a.m. He gets in at 9 a.m., and that's his deadline. I see how this is going. Is this what he does to John Sproles? Does he tell John Sproles, you can email me what you want in the paper, and if you do that, all right, fine, I'll put it in, or maybe I won't. Just depends. No, I don't think so. I think that he will sit down with Sproles. He lets Sproles lead him by the hand and, do everything there. So he goes on to say that he gets in at 9 tomorrow. If you can send comments to me by 9 a.m., I will be able to use them in the story. To which I then say, man, you guys are really hard-hitting reporters down there. I mean, this blows me away. I'll send something I was really trying to get clarification on, because you claimed that I said multiple times that Henry County Jail Commander Stacy Guffey high-fived someone outside Nicholas Gawley II's cell on January 9th. And I never claimed that, not once. These are not my remarks to you, by the way. I'll shoot you some comments to hopefully clear up any nonsense, and I'll provide proof of my statement and proof that your claim is invalid. I guess I was hoping to give you a chance to walk your claim back, but since you can only accept email, then we'll do it your way, and I'll give you what I have, and hopefully you make the right decision. I will work on my comments soon, and you'll have them before 9 a.m. Friday, March 20th, 2026. And he says, thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Travis is friends with the Boss Hogs of Liberty guys, Jeremiah Morrill. Travis is friends with Sproles, the Sproles funeral homes, John Sproles, all of them. They spend a lot of money with the Courier-Times. So I look at the Courier-Times more or less as state-ran media. It's not a standalone, going after the stories and writing how it is type of a newspaper. That's just not what they do. They are beholden to the people. that spend money advertising with them, and Sproles and his family. They know what they're doing. Okay. So this is just very interesting that this is how this situation went down. So, and I want to be honest, if I said something that was wrong, if I misspoke, if Travis had come to me and said, "Hey, you said this, and this is where it is, and this is what happened, and this is not what happened," and I look and I find that out, you guys know me. I'd go back. I'd say, "Hey, I didn't, I got this wrong." I don't have a problem eating crow when I need to eat crow. I don't know what kind of big, hard-hitting story Nicholas could be trying to squeeze out of this, but I believe what it's going to be doing is trying to make it look like I'm a nutter and I'm just out here, getting things wrong and blasting the sheriff's department, and look at me, how dare I, Okay, it is what it is. This is the problem with newspapers today, just to be honest with you. They always cozy up to somebody, and that's then who they write their stories based around. And so that's unfortunate. So to prove to myself, once again, to prove to all of you, to prove to Mr. Week and the world, we're going to go through this situation, and I'm going to show you what happened. I'm going to show you what was claimed. I'm going to show you where there's some confusion. And then we're going to talk about why this makes sense, why it doesn't make sense, and maybe talk about whether or not there's something more important that he could be doing with his time as a journalist. Okay. Again, I'm not a journalist, but I can absolutely point out bad journalism. Okay. Clear as day. So, okay, let's start here. It starts right at 50 minutes. We'll see what happens here. Okay, right here, we're at 49:46. So here's what we're going to do, all right? And I'm going to put this up here so you guys can see that we're not playing around with anything. Nothing is edited. And listen, I'm making the claim right now, okay? What you're going to see here is not edited. We have played this straight from the original broadcast from Friday the 27th, 2026 at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to go watch this in its entirety and not have me jump around and doing things, you can go watch this on our YouTube page. I'm not hiding anything. And this is the same information that I'm going to provide Mr. Week. I'm just shocked because if he would have spent the time, and all you need is 6 minutes, if he would have spent 6 minutes and did exactly what I'm going to do here, he would not have contacted me. Okay? So, for the record, you can see here on the screen, this is my YouTube page. We're here at the Political Spotlights YouTube page, and we are actually inside of the Henry County, Indiana Sheriff John Sproles playlist. Okay, that's what it says down here. This says the Political Spotlight Live. Okay, that's the banner. Down here in the blue, it says it's episode 612. All right, that's blue. And then it's got a little line and it says R.I.P. Nicholas Gawley II and HCSD jail videos, a line, and then the Political Spotlight. And for anybody that wants to do this, if you pull up the description, hello, Brenda, and I saw that you'd called and text. I was getting ready for the show. let me take a look at after the show at what you text, and I'll respond. I apologize for that. So I have a timeline here, so you'll be able to do this exact same thing that we're doing. Okay, so obviously, Stacy Guffey was not involved with the initial takedown. Stacy Guffey comes into the picture in this video. And this video that we are in, I'm going to blow this up here. This video that we are in right now at 49:46, okay? That video is video 3, okay? Video 3 is the outside view of Gawley's med cell. It's where they brought him to after they took him down. So you can go through and you can watch video 1 and 2 if you want to see if anything happens, but there's nothing there pertaining to this specific issue. So that's the reason we start here at 50 minutes in. Okay, we're just a little further back than that. We're at 49:46. So we're going to go forward, and I'm going to show you what happened. January 1st, 2023. Okay, you can hear me talking. And basically what I did was I fast forward through this to then show. Okay, here they're taking him in. And you see Officer Moore, she's the female here. And Gawley, Stacy Guffey, it's really hard because these names are very similar. Stacy, the jail commander, is not even here yet, okay? Yes, I'm good. And so on this night, we didn't jump back and forth. We didn't go watch one video and then go back and watch another one and then go back. We watched it in basically chronological order. So we were going what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, what happened fourth. Okay, so we're watching this. And here in just a second, we're going to see, okay, right here, the jail commander is now starting to walk into frame, okay? We see him here. We see him and we see Officer Moore. They're very close. Keep that in your noggin for right now, okay? Keep that in your noggin. If you just got here, Travis Week has contacted me and asked me if I wanted to comment on the fact that he's claiming I said that Stacy Guffey high-fived somebody outside of Nick Gawley's thing, and I'm claiming I didn't say that, and he's wanting to write a story on it. That's what we're doing here, Admiral. So, all right, watch this. This is back from that original show that we did back on February 27th, episode 612. All right, it's getting ready to happen right here. Okay, you see that right there? Stacy Guffey raises his hand and he waves right here. Now, when I watched this by myself, that wave meant nothing to me. When I watched it later that evening with you lot, that wave meant nothing to me. It meant absolutely nothing. I paid no mind to it. You can see, you can hear, I don't say anything about the wave. None of you comment about the wave. There's nothing about that wave. It means absolutely nothing. Keep watching. He waves, he puts his hand out, and he points. Sproles will do an investigation of the incident. And so we just have people saying things. We go on. It is what it is. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, we're going to fast forward here. We are at 51 minutes and 20 seconds, okay? I'm going to fast forward here because nothing happens. Nothing else happens here, okay? And matter of fact, we're getting ready to see. They bring this in. Stacy Guffey has his hands in his pockets. Okay. They close the door. They do all of this. I don't think so because we saw the door shut. It didn't do anything. And he like walks over here. Now they're smiling. Nope, I'm not seeing anybody giving any high fives, but I see a bunch of people smiling after this. The behavior seems to be questionable, after the event that they just had. But look, he wasn't involved, so he just rolled up. I'm not blaming Stacy Guffey for anything here. I wasn't that night, and I'm not now. Okay, he's just there. He didn't even know. He was like, who? He keeps saying, "Who is this? Who is this? What's going on?" Okay, so it is what it is. All right, we're gonna go forward here. Look how far out they're pulling his arm up to the shoulder. Okay, I'm actually going to jump forward to 5406. Okay. Real close here. All right, this is 5359. Number 3. Okay. Moving on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of video 3. Now, I talk a little bit here, and we shoot the shit a little bit. So I'm going to jump forward. We watch video 4, and there's nothing in video 4. I'm going to jump forward to the minute, the timestamp, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 36 seconds. Okay? Because what we're seeing here, this is episode or video 4, which is Wyann's body camera. Okay? So we don't see anything here. They take him over here, and we still see they're dealing with him. Wyann's body camera's picking this up. So I'm jumping forward to the end of Sergeant Wyann's body camera, okay? And we're going to jump to 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 36 seconds. On him, he had on the handcuffs, and yeah. Now, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are inside video 5 at this point. Okay? We are right here inside video 5. This video is the video body camera of C.O. Moore. Okay? And we're inside the cell watching the fight. All right? And they're going to take him out of here. We're going to watch them take him out of here. They've got him still down at the ground. Okay, we're going to watch them. Okay, they take him out, and now they're messing here at the door. I'm going to back up because I don't want to jump past. Okay, went a little bit too far. All right, here we are. Okay. They're getting him out of here. We're going to fast forward with this. They take him out. They walk him down here. Okay, right here is where we need to be. This is 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 5 seconds. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump to 1 hour, 32:53. Okay, we're gonna fast forward up to 53. Moore's walking around doing her thing. She's just standing there talking to everybody. More? Okay, and at this time, Stacy Guffey is walking up, and he's going to join this little gaggle of corrections officers. All right, for the first time.
It's not your choice.
Okay, here's the jail commander, Stacy Guffey. Okay, and it is 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 41 seconds. And I'm going to let this play for a minute.
Can somebody go get his...
They don't even know who this is. Yep. He just said, who is this? All right, keep that in mind. Who is this? Guffey asked 3 times, who is this? Okay, right here. Here we go. Here we go. This is very, very, very important that you watch this. Okay, we're going to take it back a little bit more. Here we go. Okay, idiot. I'm going to pause it right before it happens.
Right.
It's not your choice.
Hey.
Okay, we are at 132.42.
Can somebody go get his?
Who is
gun?
this?
Who this is? Who is this?
We're at 132.46. We're at 132.48. Okay, and you see how close more getting into the door gets to Stacy Guffey right here? So you can barely see any bit. I mean, just you don't see the whole right side of Stacy Guffey. All right, continue watching this. Here we go.
Guffey asked 3 times. Who is?
All right, here it happens because she's getting ready to do that same thing again where she's going to go in there. Because now we can see his whole body at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 51 seconds.
This?
Now, you see he raises his hand and she turns in. Okay, now, I don't know what that, to me, if you just watch this video and you don't go back and you don't remember something that didn't make sense 2 videos before, I paid no mind to the wave in the other video because it had nothing to do with what we were watching. All I know is when we're watching this, okay, at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 53 seconds, it looks like he possibly could have given her a high five. But I didn't say it. And I'm just telling you how I could see people saying that, okay? We're fast forwarding it. I'm going to show you without pausing what it looks like here.
Somebody get the porky.
I was in medical when I ran because I heard it.
Boy, you're a hero. More?
All right, here it comes.
Not your choice.
Okay, we're at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 43
I don't
seconds.
even know who this
Here
is.
it goes.
Who
Watch.
is this? Guffey asked 3 times. Who is this?
See that just happened? See that just happened?
Yeah, it's open.
See that?
Matt stuff.
That's all that happened. Now, mind you, listen, I'm not saying anything about him high-fiving anybody. I didn't mention it in the wave in video 3, and I'm not mentioning it in video 5 here. I just didn't mention it because it honestly had nothing to do with anything that was going on. Keep watching.
Yeah. I was in medical when I heard him, and I ran out and had her sit down there.
Who is it? Who is it?
Nicholas Goley.
Who?
Nicholas Goley.
I don't think it's right where they are.
Okay, thank you.
So is he on withdrawal? Okay, they shut the door. They get ready to walk away. Now here it comes. Watch.
Watch this.
Keep waiting.
Okay, here we go. Now, I'm saying this here at 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 29 seconds. So far, for an hour, 34 minutes, and 29 seconds, I have not made any claim or statement or allegation that Stacy Guffey high-fived anybody. Those words did not come out of my mouth. And I know we've jumped around, but this video is there in its entirety, and Mr. Week can go back and watch it, and any of you can go back and watch it. To this point, I have not said anything about anybody high-fiving anybody, okay? Keep on going. Matter of fact, we're now past the alleged high five, and I still didn't comment about it. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
Get a chance to use those stuff
I did.
So I can respect it. Okay. We're right here. Look right here on the screen. It is 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 37 seconds. Total Madness 2026 says, why did he high five that guy? Now, I don't know if Travis Week believes that while I'm running the show, I'm also commenting, but I'm not. I am not Total Madness 2026. I don't know if the person that is Total Madness 2026 wants to out themselves. They're more than willing. If they want to say who they are, they can. But I'm fine with them not outing themselves. That's complete. You don't have. It's up to you. It depends on if you want to do it or not. I don't give a shit. You don't have. No one has to do that. That's fine. Okay. That person said that. Total Madness said that. FAFO said it was speculation. Question in the chat. Look at what I do when Total Madness says this. Why did he find that guy? You want me to tell you what I do? I ignore that comment. I don't even talk about that comment. Watch. He did tell the female he wasn't talking to her. He was talking to the other bitch ass, which was Sergeant Wyan. So I can respect that.
I hope I don't on me.
It goes long. Now watch. Okay. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're now at 1 hour, 35 seconds, 35 minutes, and 2 seconds here. And Total Madness again, Total Madness 2026 says, go back to Guffey, gave that jailer a high five. Why? Okay. Again, Mr. Week, Total Madness 2026 is not Kristopher Bilbrey. Okay. I didn't type that out on the screen. Total Madness 2026 said, go back to Guffey, gave that jailer a high five. Why? All right. Now, let's hear what happens here. Let's hear what happens here.
But yeah, no, I was in medical when I heard they yelling at us.
Yeah. Let's find out. Well, yeah. I'm glad. So I now say, yeah. Let's go back and see what I'm glad you guys saw that. You guys saw that. Watch. We'll go back and find that out. We'll go back and find it out. I've still not, I'm glad you're seeing whatever. I've still not made a claim that there was anyone high-fiving anybody. I still have not made that claim. But now it's the second time that a person has put this up. The same person keeps saying it. Go back. I oftentimes go back and look at what you guys want me to. And listen, there are times that you guys will say things, and I go back and say, oh, yeah, look, there it is. But there's also times that I go back and say, nope, that's what you're seeing is not what happened. I've done that before. So, yeah, okay, we can go back. So watch what happens here. We are at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 16 seconds. Absolutely, FAFO. You make it very clear. I make it very clear. We make it very clear that you allow your chat to be open space for discussion. I'm not responsible for what you guys say. I don't hold you guys accountable. Here's what we do. We will block and or put I don't put people in timeout. That's stupid. Honestly, if your comment is worth a timeout, your comment is worth a block. And the only way that you get that is if you are violently threatening someone, you are sexually threatening someone, or you are just absolutely obscene, out of your mind, crazy, doing crazy shit, harassing people, myself included, Kate, or any of the rest of you. And so those are the only ways that you get it. You don't get blocked because you say something I don't like. You don't get blocked because you say I hate cops or I hate jailers or I just don't block people for anything they say. We don't block Randy. Randy can come on. I would never block Randy. Randy can come on and say whatever he wants to say. He's done it many times. Okay. So we're going to let this play forward here.
No. Oh, yeah. I did. I hope I got blood on me.
Oh, we didn't go back far enough. So I say, oh, we didn't go back far enough because I didn't see anything that looked like a high five, and I didn't say anything about a high five at that point. So we go back. Yep.
Okay.
We're at 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 36 seconds. There's some kind of cool special black and gold cuff.
Keep waiting.
Yeah, bitch ass, put the cup on the top board. I'm squeezing the pull on, bitch. I wasn't even resisting your bitch ass, bro. I'm trying to be blind, bitch.
Well,
I'm not talking anymore. Go bitch, stop playing.
no. Oh, yeah. I did.
I don't know why you can't. And I still apparently haven't went back far enough on that night. Okay, that's what I'm saying, and I'm saying right here, like I don't know what happened. I don't know why he, I don't know what's going on here. So we are at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 13 seconds. I say I don't know why he high-fived him. Okay, I'm saying I don't know. I didn't see it here, but I'm trying to get back to the place where in my mind something looked like that, but I haven't so far. And I make the statement, I don't know why he high-fived him. I'm not claiming that he did. I'm just saying I don't know why he did. I don't know who it was. I say I don't know why he high-fived him. I then go and say that's weird. That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing. And I'm now talking about something that someone else has put in my mind, and I'm saying, like, look, if he high-fived him, that's a weird thing. It's just a culture they have down there, man. And that is something that I truly believe. Even if this high five didn't occur, and I'm telling you, it didn't occur, it 1,000% did not. It did not occur, okay? I'm telling you, it didn't occur. Remove the high five situation and any high five comment. There is still a culture of chaos, a culture of in my opinion, abuse, a culture of bending the line, coloring outside of the lines, and acting above the law by John Sproles and by everybody else under his command. And Travis Week can take that to the bank. He can write it in his newspaper, and he can stick it up his ass as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Let's keep going. Fighting. That's a weird thing. It's a culture. It's a culture they have down there, man.
But yeah, no.
Culture.
Well, I heard it done. I could get out there.
She just loves telling the story.
No, because just been paying attention. I was in medical office. I had to run over there because I heard it.
I had to run. All right. There we are. There we are. We'll get ready to move on to now. The next video that we're gonna watch is right here. Right here. We're getting ready to move on. Here it goes. Here it goes. Is the bad video. I mean, it's not bad. I just want everybody to be. All right. I'm going to play it forward here. We are at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 59 seconds. Here we go. Where it could be triggering because I don't see where he gets. Oh, there he is. Here. Okay, I said, I don't see where he gave ... Oh, there he is. There's a high five. And then I say, here's the high five. So I will give it to Travis Week. If he wants to say that that is me claiming multiple times that he high-fived somebody outside, I never said the words, Jail Commander Stacy Guffey high-fived somebody outside of Nicholas Gawley's cell on January 9th. I never said those words. Other people insinuated that they thought that happened, but it's because they were looking at something that looked like it. We're going to see it right here. So if he wants to say that's that, I mean, I guess he can. I think that's a load of shit. And here we go. See, he raises his hand. She leans in. Okay. It looks, look, I didn't see anybody's hand touch his hand. I didn't see her hand touch his. You just see an action, and then your mind puts in what happens there. And other people saw that. All right. I didn't see that. Matter of fact, I let it totally. If Total Madness had not said that, we would not be talking about this. Okay. Nothing would have been a part of that. Let's continue on because I've got a lot to say about this. Here we go.
Anyways, cut 4 keys on the regular key set.
I don't know. They're a bunch of freaks. I don't know. That would be a good question. Why are we? Yeah. She is super goofy. Absolutely. I agree. All right. So here's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. That's Friday the 9th. All right. So that's the end of that. Okay. There we are. So I'm going to tell you, in the 5th video, inside the 5th video, okay, at the minute marker, just a little before, at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 53 seconds, Guffey raises his hand, and it looks like it's a high five inside video 5. Inside video 5, it looks like it's a high five. Now, it didn't mean absolute shit to me that night. If someone in the chat would not have mentioned that, I would never have said anything about it. Because I can tell you why, and I can also tell you why Total Madness said this. Total Madness is somebody that is a first responder, okay? And it's common for people in the first responder world, in teams like this, for when a supervisor comes up and is meeting his crew for the first time, or you're outside at a scene, you're at a car wreck, you're at a homicide, and you're taping people off, and police are just standing around waiting to be told what to do, and a supervisor pops up. I can't tell you how many times somebody's come up and fist bumped me. I can't tell you how many times we've hit elbows or did a high five or given a thumbs up, or somebody came up and said, hey, you all right? Or you need something? And let me tell you this. Nobody has ever come up to me when I've been waiting outside of a homicide scene, taping something off, or being called as an investigator to that, or been investigating a drug case or something, and somebody's ever come up and high-fived me because there's a murder there, or there's a dead body or something. They might be coming up and high-fiving me and being like, hey, how you doing, Chief? Or fist bump, hey, it's the first time I'm seeing you on shift. It's got nothing to do with the case. Let's say, for the sake of argument, did I take me away somehow? Oh, no. I was like, what's happened there? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that he did high five her or someone else. That high five had nothing to do with what happened to Nicholas Gawley. All right? It might have looked bad if that had happened. It maybe had looked bad, but he wasn't even aware of what they had just done. Okay? He would not have even been aware of what just happened. He didn't even know who they were dealing with. He was saying, who's that? Who's this? What is this? Who's this? They had to tell him 3 times. So if he had high-fived her or high-fived somebody else, That's just something that was going on. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Okay? I'm telling you, as I sit here tonight, I didn't make the claim that he high-fived him. I don't give a shit about the high five. And honestly, I'm going so far in the paint on this, being overly crazy about it, to point out the absurdity of what the hell we're even talking about. So why did Travis Week not ask me this Saturday morning? Oh, look, he can't make phone calls after 5 o'clock on a Thursday, so maybe he doesn't work on the weekends. So why didn't he contact me on Monday? We did the show on Friday, on a special show on a Friday. Why didn't he contact me Monday? Why didn't he contact me the next Friday? Maybe it took a week. Maybe it took 2 weeks. Why in the hell, number one, is this the focus? Why is this the focus? We've got everything that's going on in Henry County. We have a sheriff's department that is uninsurable because of their just absolute chaos, their destruction, their rampage. We have candidates that are just totally in left field doing chaos. We have a sheriff that's shot inmates and said, "Woo, I can go all night." We have deputies that have chased people all over central Indiana, killing people. We have deputies that are pulling people over while they're off duty to tell them that they're dumbasses, and then pulling them out of their car at the end of the traffic stop once they've told them they're free to go. The stop is over. But Travis Week wants to write an article surrounding a follow-up story to Nicholas Gully's death. And somewhere in this story, he's going to say, by the way, local podcaster Kristopher Bilbrey made a claim that Stacy Guffey high-fived someone, and he clearly didn't. What I want to know is, how long did it take him to actually get this footage? Did he just get this footage today? What is this? What? And then, he's asking me for this comment. He's going to write, guarantee you, some kind of a hit piece on me. And I'm trying to say, all right, hey, call me. I'm willing to give you a statement. I wasn't going to talk to him for an hour. I was going to give him 5 minutes of my mind. 5 minutes of the time. And let him know, hey, maybe next time you should spend 6 minutes going back and watching the video. I did the work for him. I went through my video. I made the timestamps. I'm going to send them to him. I will even put this in my statement to him. And who the hell knows if he'll actually even go back and watch it. I'm also going to include this show. I'm going to include this show. Yeah, Stumblefoot. Where was he while I was doing the live show? Everybody else in Henry County checked out that show in the day or two after it happened. What kind of reporting do they have going down there? Oh, listen, him calling me would be on the record. There's nothing wrong with that. He could record me. I could call him. I could record it and send it to him. It's definitely going to be on the record. The phone call, I have no reason to talk to him off the record. So, yeah, that's the thing, Total Madness. It doesn't matter. It means exactly nothing. Here's the reason. Here's the reason it matters. It matters because what he's going to say is, time and time again, Christopher Bilbrey says things that are untrue about the Henry County Sheriff's Department. He claimed that John Sproles deleted him from his official Facebook page, but it's not his official Facebook page. It's his campaign page. No, it's not. I sued, and we came out victorious on that. Yeah, you know what matters? Nicholas Gawley died in the custody of the jail, period. They could all be high-fiving or circle-jerking each other. I don't give a shit about all of that. Because, let's say for the sake of argument, that they all high-fived each other. Unless Wyan and all of them beat him and go hands-on with him, take him to the medical cell, the seg cell, take the cuffs off of him, and then immediately walk out, and those guys high-fived. Now, if they would have done it, that might have looked bad. But Stacy Guffey just walking up and high-fiving the first idiot he sees, that means exactly nothing. Now, I'm not claiming that he high-fived anybody, because he did not high-five anybody. Travis, are you getting this? I drew it out for you here, buddy, if you need help understanding. I drew it for you. I know it might be hard to understand the words I'm speaking. That should be my statement, Kate. Yeah, right. I'm beside myself that this is what he's. Let me ask you, Amanda, are you still here? Nick's mom, are you still here? I don't know if you're in the comments still. If you're in the comments, if you're here, I have a question for you. Has Travis Week reached out to you? Can you share that? Do you care to share that? Would you share that? Did Travis Week reach out to you today or yesterday? Has he talked to you in the last week? You don't have to respond to that. Total Madness says, just like my statement doesn't prove Guffey actually did the high five because it's off camera, we can't make the statement he didn't do it because it's off. Well, no. That Total Madness, there is a longer camera shot where we can see there is no high five. We can clearly see there is no high five. Not since last Saturday at the protest. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. So Amanda, Nick's mother, is saying he's not contacted me since last Saturday at the protest. So I got a real problem with that. I also want to know if he's contacted the sheriff or anybody else. Did he contact Stacey Guffey and say, hey, if you want to give me a statement for this, you can email me a statement? Or did he talk to him by phone? That's the question. Yes, Craig, that is absolutely correct. Now, because yeah, right, a follow-up story about Nick's death and he didn't talk to family. How shocking. How gross. Well, we need to make him a reserve deputy. He needs to be a reserve deputy. Now, I want to show this just so Total Madness will understand. We watched this a moment ago, but I do want to show this so Total Madness will. What have I done? We'll know. Okay, here we go. Remove. Okay, here we go. All right, Total Madness, take a look at this. This is the view from a further back shot. Let's take a look at what happens here. See, there it was. Watch again. You see right there where she leans in and he waves at somebody off camera. There it is. He's waving, she leans in. And we watched this about 30 minutes before. But this little part didn't mean dick. So it didn't stick in my mind. I didn't give a shit about it. I didn't think anything about it.
Have you talked to Guffey since this footage?
Yeah.
Did he express disappointment and anger that you thought that he had high-fived someone?
Nope.
Did you even think to ask him if he high-fived someone?
Nope. Nope, because I didn't care.
So it's obviously just a, nail-biting story that everyone's just dying to know about.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right. Listen, Stacey Guffey, if you're watching this, let's do this. Let's have this out. I'll say it right here. Stacey is okay. I know there's a lot of people that like Stacey, and there's even more people that don't like him. And it is what it is. I've talked about this on the program before. When I first met Stacey, I don't know what he was doing, but I don't know if he was still working in the sheriff's department or not, but I know he was in the process of trying to want to be the coroner, because the coroner at the time was doing a shitful job and everybody wanted rid of him. And Stacey became the coroner because this other guy left, and Stacey was caucused in to be the coroner. And Stacey and I used to talk frequently. Stacey would message me and send me things because Stacey wanted to be transparent. Stacey never wanted to be on the wrong side of the people, and that would then put him on the wrong side of me and the wrong side of the political spotlight. And Stacey and I had a good relationship. Now, I'm just going to be honest. Maybe he was just, liking me because he just wanted to kiss ass, and maybe he thought I was an asshole or didn't like. I don't know how he truly felt about me. I always was okay. I thought he was an okay guy. I thought he was a little goofy. Okay. But that was it. Then when he left the coroner's position to take a spot in Sproles' administration, I had a problem with that. I had a problem with that because he gave his word to the people that he was going to take the coroner's office and do this and this and this and this and make it better. And he left without fulfilling his promise. And I had a real problem with that. Next, I had a problem with the fact that he took a position in Sproles' administration because I knew that Sproles was a laughingstock. He was an idiot. And I thought that that was beneath Stacey, honestly. And I questioned that. And then I started hearing stories of things that were happening and the way that Stacey was kissing Sproles' ass. And that just really lost a lot of my respect for Stacey. Stacey himself lost a lot of respect in my eyes. That being said, I never treated him badly. Sometimes I would talk about something he would do as being a dumbass or whatever. That's just part of the game. He's been a cop. He knows it. That don't hurt his feelings. He's fine. Or if it does hurt his feelings, he needs to grow the fuck up. I don't know what else to say, you know? Like, I'm okay. But Stacey and I get along. Stacey is the person who got the footage ready for me, and I went in and dealt with him, and we were polite. Matter of fact, Stacey and I have talked to each other on the phone in the last couple of weeks, like twice, maybe once or twice. I've got no problem with Stacey other than the goofy shit that happens.
You said that he was actually really helpful about getting the footage.
Yeah,
he was helpful. Trying to find when he left to go to the jail and the time that you had. Yeah, and he went to that and looked, and he said to the hospital. Yeah. And he said, "Well, I don't see anything there. I'm going to have to look to find it for you."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he was really helpful.
Yeah, he did his job in that situation.
He's been okay in my opinion.
Yeah. I think he's still a little goofy and he does some goofy bullshit. But the thing is, it's like this. It's like if you're standing at Subway and you're third in line at Subway and there's 3 people in front of you, a man and 2 women, and the man's got on slacks and a shirt. And the women, there's a woman that's in like a business dress, and then another woman who's, she's a teacher, so she's off for the summer. The other woman's getting ready to go back to the office, and the other woman is in running shorts and a t-shirt. And you see the woman in the dress, and you think that her dress is blue, and you pay no attention, and she leaves, and whatever happens. And then in a few minutes later, somebody comes barreling into the store in a car. They don't stop in time, and they run through the windows and they crash into the store. And then the police are there and they're questioning people, and you don't know is there somebody that's missing? Are they trapped up under the car? And you're like, well, there was a woman in here with a blue dress. And they go pull the video, and there was never a person with a blue dress. The person that was in front of you that was a woman, she was in a red dress. But she left the store before that accident ever happened. It's not like you lied to the police. You had no reason to store that in your memory. So, yes, when we were watching the footage on Friday the 27th in chronological order, video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4, video 5, video 6, video 7, okay? I had watched it one other time before, and the first time I watched it, and even the second time I watched it, I watched video 3, and in video 3, I must have unconsciously at some point in that video watched Guffey raise his hand and wave to the person. But it meant exactly nothing because I was paying attention to Gully and the people that were dealing with Gully. So then chronologically, we get done with 3, we go on to 4, and then 5 happens. And I'll be honest, the first time that I watched 5, I watched her move in and Guffey's hand come up, but it didn't mean anything to me. I paid no mind to it. And then when I watched it a second time with you guys live, I watched it a second time and it made no impression on me. I didn't say anything about it. But minutes after it happened, Total Madness says, wait a minute. That maybe kind of looked like a high five. Why did he high five somebody? And when Total Madness said that, I didn't even pay any mind to it the first time. But then Total Madness says it again, and finally I'm like, okay, now seeing it twice from Total Madness, I'm like, wait a minute. Did that happen? I'm going to go back and watch it. And for the life of me, I couldn't find it. I tried to find it twice and couldn't find it live in real time. It wasn't until I was ending the video that I actually saw it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's, I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. They're freaks down there. And I call them freaks down there. And I say that there is a culture of corruption and a culture of chaos and a culture of bullshit because of stuff like this. I consider Travis Week a part of the problem. He's definitely not a part of the solution. At the end of the day, like Kate says, it doesn't matter whether he high-fived him or I said he high-fived him or he didn't high-five. I don't give a shit if Stacey Guffey walked by naked with his handcuffs in his hand. I was real careful on that. I about slipped up. I don't care if that happened. It's got nothing to do with what happened. I'm concerned about all of the chaos going on in Henry County with the sheriff's department, and I'm concerned about the people that they're affecting their lives. I'm concerned with Amanda and her family. I'm concerned with Nicholas Gawley. And my question is, why isn't Travis weak? Why isn't anyone else? Not so fast. Did he say anything good? Did he, oh, I mentioned? Good. That's some funny shit. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can get into it.
Digging. I just took screenshots and sent them to you.
Okay, you sent them to me?
To our group.
Okay. Let's go take a look at what we got going on here. Close, damn it. All right, here we go. I'm looking it up here, folks. Give me a second. What in the hell? All right. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just very concerned here with what they're doing down there. I think it's very laughable. And so I'm just giving you guys a fair warning. I don't know when this piece is going to air or not, but you know, you might be taking a look at what's going on with the Courier-Times over the next couple days. Okay, let's take a look at this. 5 minutes ago. 2 rumors. Let's set the record straight. Again, number 2 at highlight. Let's clear this up once and for all. I have never stated or implied I was employed by the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. What I have done is teach members of their training staff years ago, back when instructor certification numbers were not required. Law enforcement agencies are allowed to bring in guest instructors under the authority of the training officer who has state-mandated certification numbers. That's exactly how it's done. Now let's address the rest. I have never been arrested. I have no felonies. I do not drink, and I have never had a DUI. I am not a criminal, as some would have you believe. These rumors are false and completely manufactured. One is coming from an individual, Eric Lewis, who is in Winchester, formerly of Knightstown. These rumors are false and completely manufactured. Oh, sorry, I already read that. The other is from a self-proclaimed podcaster. I'm a self-proclaimed political commentator. I am clearly a podcaster. That is comical to me. Host of the boring political spotlight of Monterey. Neither live in Henry County, neither vote in Henry County. Both have made it clear they don't like me. I don't not like him. I have no use for him. He is I actually do have use. He provides me a lot of entertainment. And honestly, listen, I'll be honest. You freaks vote for him. That would be hilarious. I would have more fun if he was the sheriff of Henry County. Like, if you guys really love me, that's what you'll do. You will elect this man sheriff. That would be hilarious. All right, let's go on here. Both have made it clear they do not like me. I'm fine with that, and they are willing to say anything, true or not, to try and discredit me. Neither of these fellows vote in Henry County or contribute anything good. Mr. Bilbrey, according to my sources, the same sources he's had for the last 4 years, the sources that are in his pockets somewhere. I don't know where these sources are coming from. He never is able to produce any sources. The information that these sources ever tell him is never able to be let out. So, it's comical. So some people have whispered into his large ears and said that Kristopher Bilbrey is quickly losing traction as a person who would host a professional, interesting podcast show. Our numbers are going up. Our numbers are higher than they have been. We are listened to and watched more now, and we have been watched more in the last 6 months than in the other almost 9 years I've been doing this. We are roughly at about 3 million views or listens, downloads, audio listens between all of our platforms. Everybody gets on and says, well, there are only 2,000 people watch your YouTube show. We're okay, right. But we're also on that's just YouTube. We're also on Rumble and X and Facebook and iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and Amazon. We are on a lot of shit, folks. All right. Part of the reason we're so big, right? I'm telling you right now, there's been an uptick in listeners from the Henry County area because I tell you, you talk about Henry County and the people come from far and wide to listen. It's such a freak show down there. I have to thank him, honestly. Repeatedly calling our leaders derogatory names such as idiot, you idiot, stupid, Tweedledum, and Tweedledee. Okay, wait a minute. I've called Bobby Plummer names before. I definitely called Ed Tarantino names. I've called the people of the council names, but a lot of the leaders in Henry County have kind of pulled it together, and I respect what they are doing and what they have been doing. I don't call Bobby names. I don't call Steve Dellinger names. Susan Hoon the Loon, that just writes itself. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of her, so I'll call her names. But it's funny that the man that's running for sheriff against Sproles considers Sproles such a good leader. Does Randy Howard not think that Sproles is dumb? Does he not think he's an idiot? Does he not think that he's a loser? Because if not, then he should step down and let Sproles run. Interfered, unmolested by the candidacy of Randy Howard. But yeah, nobody's ever been worried by idiot, stupid Tweedledum or Tweedledee. And I don't call anybody Tweedledum or Tweedledee. I call Sproles Tweedledee, and I call Randy Tweedledum. Those are the only two people that I refer to that. I don't call other leaders that. Okay. Let's continue on reading. Repeatedly calling our leaders derogatory names. The above described behaviors are equal to either a bully who exhibits childlike behaviors or an adult who is not grown up. I don't know about you, but I surround myself with smarter people than Mr. Bilbrey. I'm smarter than to heed the falsehoods presented by Eric Lewis. Here's the truth.
Fact. Not then. Than, Randy.
Yeah, yes.
Than.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I don't know about you, but I surround myself with smarter people than Mr. Bilbrey. I'm smarter than to heed to the falsehoods presented by Eric Lewis. Very intelligent. Here's the truth. Fact. I am a member of the International Enforcement Educators and Trainers Association, which any of you, if you've ever been an instructor in any kind of form of anything, basically, could pay membership dues to, and you too would be a member of that group. ILEETA was founded by my former friend, Ed Norwicki, rest in peace, and has grown into one of the largest and most respected law enforcement training organizations in the world. Is that it? Is there one more page? Oh, all right. On to the next page. Okay. Membership isn't handed out casually. Well, no, you gotta buy it. You can buy it. Like most professional organizations, there are dues, but more importantly, there is vetting. Credentials are reviewed, experience is documented, and certifications are verified. This isn't about slips of paper, as Mr. Bilbrey would like you to believe. It's credible credentials. It's about value-proven training and real-world experience to help law enforcement officers stay safe. You just can't buy your way into being a member of the ILEETA. Some people talk too much before they know what they're talking about. Truth isn't a strategy. It's the standard. I don't play with it. I enforce it. God.
So
what are we looking at here?
This is from Facebook over the last 30 days.
This is just 30 days. And we have had a drop because I haven't been posting because I've been moving.
Yeah. But your views are still up over 500%.
555%. Hey,
but you're barely getting by, Kristopher.
We're barely scratching the surface. I don't know how we're gonna do it. We're only this big now because Catherine has been on for the last 6 months. That's true. Either that or my aunt, one or the other. I can't tell. Both of them have said they've made me. So it's been a crazy time here. the last couple of months. Listen, if you hear it told, the only reason anything that's happening is either because of Kate, Catherine, or Teresa. Now, Kate doesn't say it, but other people say that Kate, not other people, just one other person. Seriously, Kate is the brains of the operation. But one other person says that Kate is the whole show. This is all kind of a pre-performance. Kate's getting ready to take on the show by herself and do this worldwide without me. I'm like, dude, like she's really playing the long con because she's been doing this for 9 years. What in the hell? So that's that. It's like, when are you going to kick in and take over? I'd like to rest for a while. Like, what the hell? Year 11, year 13. You know what I mean? So either Kate's made me or Catherine's made me, or who's the other one? Kate, Catherine, or my aunt. Yeah. So it is what it is. Randy is a nut job, and yeah, right. Let me tell you, how did he know I said slips of paper, Mary? That's interesting, because I just said that in the last couple of days. So that's interesting. That's an interesting point. You know what I love more than anything? I love the people that are on here that watch and like me. You guys are cool, but I will tell you, you are always second fiddle to the people that hate me that watch. I like all of you people. Don't get me wrong. But I love, and I mean I purely, there's nothing I could do to prove how much I love the people that watch that hate me. Those people are really doing something. That's an undertaking. So thank you. I guess I wasn't going to say much about it. Let me see if I got an email. I don't. So here's the thing, Randy, put your credentials out. Let's see them. Let's see your credentials. Put them all out there. If you're tired of people coming at you and trying to throw dirt on you and they're only trying to take you down, they're trying to I don't know any grown adult that says I'm being I've only known 2 adults that have said they're being bullied, and one of them is no longer alive. I cannot believe that. Look, I can't believe a grown man would be like, I'm being bullied by another grown man. Well, that's outrageous. It's not easy for us people that are known Bilbrey associates. No, that's true. That is definitely true, Mary. It's not. Hey, it's not just in Henry County. It's everywhere I go. It's so weird. I walk into a room and everybody in there, they're like, nobody can come up and talk to me. Like when I start becoming like friendly with somebody, I always have this awkward conversation at some point where I say, hey, now, number one, don't put my name in your phone under my name. Like, that's nuts. That's really crazy. Because if you put it in your phone under my name and someone's around you at some point and I call or I text, you're going to be outed by your phone and that'll be bad. So I'm in all kinds of people's phones under the weirdest of names. That's so strange. And number two, I always tell people it's perfectly okay to hate me, like in public and in private if you want. But, you know, I don't take any offense to that. It's always so weird. I'm going to say this. Randy's days on this game of whatever he's saying with the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy are numbered. Okay, I want to be very clear. I don't mean I'm not hurting him. I'm not threatening him. I just mean I'm meaning figuratively speaking is in a way that you would speak. Meaning, if you're continuing to say, "Oh, I trained a law enforcement academy and these instructors and they called me in a do," his days of playing that game are numbered because I filed a record request with the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy asking them for any information pertaining to Randy A. Howard, being a full-time, part-time, guest, volunteer, hobo, any kind of instructor in any capacity at ILEA. Okay? I have asked for this, and just so Randy knows, they are preparing that for me as we speak. And Randy is not going to like to know this, but, and I'm not saying who, how, where, when, why, but we have knowledge of statements where Randy has claimed to have taught at ILEA. Now, listen, I am not going to mention the ILEETA or Ed Norwicki or Ryan Norwicki or whatever the Norwickis. I'm not going to mention that crap again because it doesn't matter shit. You want me to tell you what that matters? That's like saying that you help the police. You're a police officer because you pay money to the FOP when they call you.
That means that I'm a sergeant first class retired from the U.S. Army because I married one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That's exactly right. 100%. Eric says, it sounds like Randy may still be a left-wing Democrat at heart. He changed to Republican after he lost the 2016 bid as a Democrat for state legislature. Yeah. Like, what happened there? Hey, Mary, can you guys take your guy back already? Like, take him back. He would fit in over there much better. Mary's an attorney because her brother is. Stand by. I'm going to see if I got anything from ILEA. Let me look. I don't think I did. I hope they get this to me in the next couple days. Let me see here. Yeah, no, okay. I no, I don't have anything yet. So that's no big deal. So TikTok, Randy. TikTok, bro. You don't have long to continue spinning your. Now, what you need to do, see, this is so much like it's fun. People often ask me, they're like, why did you say that? You don't have the yet. You don't have this or that. You tell too much. You should roll off. No, I'm like, no, man. I've been doing this long enough. I know when I can say something and when I can't. Sometimes it's more fun to announce the thing up front, because then people can't help themselves. Their behavior changes, and something will happen, and it gets crazy, because now it's almost like when Randy was coming in as Randy Howard and the number. And then I said all the stuff that I said, and then he was no longer coming in as Randy Howard. He was coming in as Jerry Jones or whatever. And I was like, look, amazingly, Randy's been here every day for 3 weeks, and now amazingly he's not here, but he's here as Jerry Jones. And all of the previous comments that used to say Randy Howard are now attributed to Jerry Jones. So all he did was go in and change his YouTube handle, which is very easy to do. People do it all the time. And then after we said that, he just deleted it all. That's the mind of a guilty person. If that was someone else, if that was us, we just kept the game going. But Randy, so then it's like kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you keep it going, you're saying dumb shit that's going to get you in trouble. If you delete it, you prove that it's you. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I've heard that, Mary. I don't know. We'll have to see. Randy's a special character. But, okay, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Just getting back to the point on hand. The point that I was making. I'm going to issue a statement to Travis in the way that he wants it. I'll play his game. And along with that statement, I'm going to send this video, and he can watch it or not watch it. But, I hate that for the Courier-Times, because it's just like, dude, the paper, I hate it for you guys down there. The papers used to be so important, and now it's like, just stupid. It's a waste. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us tonight. It is Thursday, and I know I wasn't here one day this week, but we're not going to do a show tomorrow. The only way we'll do a show tomorrow is if something crazy breaks out on Friday. Chances are we'll just be back on Sunday. You'll know early. If we're going to do a show, you'll know by 2 or 3. I'll post it on social media, and I'll have the show done early if something pops up. But just, you can go ahead and assume that we're going to do the show Sunday night like regular, and hopefully that'll get me some more time to finish the finishing touches up. And now we're basically just waiting on the new desk, and we'll do that. So Randy may make another post. Bring it on, bro. All right. Thank you guys for everything. Please share the show with everyone you know. Help spread the word. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a great Friday. Have a beautiful weekend. And we will see you all back here Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Good night. And God bless.